Hello everyone, this is Nancy at Paper Moon Tarot, and I wanted to show you a few things I got in September. I cheated when I came in early October, a couple days ago, but I think I have some fun things to share. The first one I'm going to show you is the Wheel of Fortune Tarot, and it is designed and printed by, oh, it's really small, Shan Spiritual Art Creation Company. Anyway, I'll have this all down below. But it's a very nice box, kind of rose petal-y finish. Nice kind of coppery gilding here. The cards have this kind of shiny gilding on the back. I don't often read interiors of boxes and backs of books, but I really liked what's being said here. It's a quote by John William Gardner. Meaning is not something you stumble across like the answer to a riddle or the prize in a treasure hunt. Meaning is something you build into your life. You build it out of your own past, out of your affections and loyalties, out of the experience of humankind as it is passed to you, out of your own talent and understanding, out of the things you believe in, out of the things and people you love, out of the values for which you are willing to sacrifice something. The ingredients are there. You are the only one who can put them together into that unique pattern that will be your life. Let it be a life that has dignity and a meaning for you. If it does, then the particular balance of success or failure is of less account. I love that quote because it's sort of saying you don't search for meaning in life. Your life is meaningful. And I just like that. And this is the Wheel of Fortune Tarot, so I guess it makes sense that would be a great quote for it. This is for anybody like me who has wanted to see a Marc Chagall tarot. This is kind of close. It's really that kind of Chagall-like art. And I probably need to hold it closer so you can see and it can focus. Come on. I apologize, I'm having trouble with my camera lately. But I think it just has that feeling of Chagall art. And I think it's really pretty. I think it is, I like the black borders. It's very nice cardstock, very, black matte siding, flexible, but sturdy. But if you like this kind of art, I think it's a beautiful deck. Our lovers come into focus, guys. Okay, there they are. Just really interesting art and very readable. I love this moon card. Look at that little guy. So the Wheel of Fortune Tarot, I really enjoyed getting this month in September. And I, again, will put links down below for where to get it, who created it. All right, so that's one. Another one you can see a bit of here, which you're probably seeing on a lot of channels, is the Visor Tarot. And I have maybe one really RWS, pure Pamela Coleman Smith deck. And it's not my favorite art. I like art that goes in a different direction, like the Wheel of Fortune Tarot I just showed you. But I liked what this did with the RWS art. It's nice watercolory, interesting take. It's very much the Pamela Coleman Smith images, but done with different tones, and just a very different feel to it. And I like it. I don't know if I needed it, but I saw it and I thought I'm intrigued by what it really looks like up close and what it feels like. It's nice cardstock. It's, let's see, I have to look. Is it US Games? No, it's not. I'm not seeing. Okay, it'll be down below. Doesn't say. And I'm sure you're all screaming at me. I know what it is. I know who made it. But it's an interesting take. And if you had someone who really wanted a traditional RWS deck, it besides being interesting colors, it has more representation than the Pamela Coleman Smith deck. It has more diversity in the characters. And kind of that watercolor wash behind that is kind of pretty. So I like it. I don't know how much I'll use it, but I'm glad to have it in my collection. Just looking for different ones here. You know, you can see very Pamela Coleman Smith art, but shifted. And so the Visor Tarot, let's see, which they attribute to Waite and Smith, is, you know, an interesting acquisition. It's not expensive at all. I think it was $20. So if you don't have a traditional RWS deck, pretty backs, I think it's a good one to have. Or if you're just starting out with tarot and you want an RWS deck, the Visor Tarot is a good one. Okay, another thing that I did in September was I'd been watching Simon on the Hermit's Cave, and he was doing something where he took the soul cards and took the 2 decks of the soul cards and turned them into a tarot deck. And I think he got it from someone else. If I can find that, I'll put it up here. But basically picking cards to represent the cards of the tarot deck. And so I took shortcuts. I had like here 4 of Swords. I should have done the elemental symbols, but I can never remember them. I'm always confusing them. So I cheated and did 4S for 4 of Swords. Here's the 5 of Swords. And these are just assignments I made. He made his own. He made some different ones. Strength. But I think if you have the soul cards, then you might want to take them and figure them out. This is the Knight of Cups that I chose to be the Knight of Cups, the Emperor. But it's very easy and interesting to go through the cards. This I did the Devil, and I, just wrote in pen up here the name of the card. But it's a really fun exercise to take the 2 soul card decks and try to figure out which image matches which tarot card. I did this for the Wheel of Fortune, the 4 of Wands, the 7 of Cups, Illusion and Choices, Page of Swords. But her art is so cool, and to find a way to utilize it. 3 of Swords, I just thought this was, you've got the bird, which is air. You've got the bird laid over the chest. So that reference to what's typically a sword in the heart. But it's, to me, always 3 of Swords is a mental energy. The Knight of Pentacles. But it's really fun to do this. I would try it if I were you. And you have the decks, or you want to get the decks, the Queen of Cups. And again, I'll have the creator's name and where to get them. I think I got them on Amazon. Six of Pentacles, the giving, sharing. Two of Swords, again, my choice, decisions, choices. So that was another thing that I didn't acquire, but I created in September, and I highly recommend it. They're beautiful cards, and they really lend themselves to the tarot. So that was that. Okay. One deck that I got that for me kind of lends itself to the whole October Halloweeny mood is the Lepus Tarot. And I say that because of the images, which I'll show you shortly. But I also, in the little guidebook, here's what it says. One of the things it says. In the underworld, this sensitivity is even more pronounced. Symbolically, hares in the underworld personify the use of intuition, the ability to move in the dark, and the convenience of traveling through unmarked territory. By default, it can also mean having or developing trust in the inner light. The hare does not need an external light source. So it sort of suggests a little bit of darkness. And I just find that this deck, which is in a very nice box, with really pretty foiled backing and blue, if you're into blue gilding, it has that. But I find it kind of a dark deck. It's and clever and colorful, and I think it fits with a Halloweeny feel. Don't ask me why. I mean, they're rabbits, you know. The lepus is a hare, but that's a pretty dark image for the magician. And I just, you know, this is not my usual type of deck, but I got it. It's a little shiny cardstock, which I don't love. It's okay cardstock. But it's printed in China from witchycauldron.com. Again, I think I got this on Amazon, but it is sort of an independent creator. And I really like it. And I think it reminds me of the Tarot of the Sweet Twilight, if you have that one or have seen that one. But this is the Lepus Tarot. And it's just kind of cool. It's all rabbits, you know, all hares. But an art style and colorfulness that is just kind of fun. So that's the Lepus Tarot. Now, the last one I got is the one I got in early October. It is one that I had ordered a little while ago. I think it was a pre-order type of thing. And I love it. It's the Alphe Tarot, independent. It's a simple tuck box. And it talks about it's an AI art deck. However you feel about that. Alphe Tarot is the visual offspring of systematic scrying operations designed to contact Alvorna, the elves of Sweden. Using AI neural networks, these cards are one in many operations being performed by Techmage Araminta with consultation by Timothy Beals. This deck grounds scrying efforts into a system that shapes the common language between practitioner and Alva. I'm sorry, that's been blurred the whole time. But basically, using AI technology to generate the art, this creator has supposedly conjured elves of Sweden, and had the AI app generate, I think this is upside down, generate this art. And the backs. The cardstock is very thin, but it feels like it's gonna last. Like, I don't like Llewellyn cardstock, which is as thin as this, but somehow this feels better made. So for what that's worth. But the art, to me, is fascinating. For example, here's the sun. And I realize that some people are going to be like, well, you're having a computer generate your art based on some keywords, some guidance from the artist. And how valid is that? How is that art? Whatever. And that's just a whole argument out there. But I think it's really well done. And whatever it takes an artist to generate this kind of thing. There's our magician. I think it's just beautiful. And for some reason, it reminds me of 1940s art. I don't know if that makes sense. I'm going to superimpose an image up here that shows some art from the 1940s. There is something about the color scheme and the design. That's the one odd thing here. The emperor is 17 and the star is 4, but they're easily discernible. So that's the emperor. Death. But I really love this deck. I love the art. There are small keywords at the top, which, without a magnifying glass, even with glasses on, it's a little hard to read those. You have the number and the suit here on either side. And the Roman numeral for the trumps. But I just think it's kind of a hauntingly beautiful deck. And I think I'm going to get a lot of use out of it myself. But, you know, if you have any comment on where AI art belongs in the tarot world, that might be interesting. This deck is well done. I don't know the ins and outs of generating art through AI. And there's lots of opinions about that. But I love the deck, so for what that's worth. So that is the Alphe Tarot. And you will find links down below. And that is what I got into in September and early October. So thank you for joining. I'd love to hear if any of these appeal to you. Have any ideas about this? And you guys take good care. Bye.